Like when you think back on making this album with him, what are you going to remember most about this part of your relationship?
That I get to show this piece of work to our kids one day.
What's up, friends? It's your girl, Emily Curl, back here at our iHeartRadio studios in New York City, and I am so excited because today we are joined by the one and only Selena Gomez is in our studio. Can we show some love for her?
Thank you.
Never gets old.
Thanks for having me.
We are so happy to have you, and especially just what an amazing era in your life. First off, congratulations. Emilia Perez, Only Murders in the Building, your engagement, new music. I mean, you must just be on a whole different level.
You know, the word that just keeps coming up is I feel very peaceful. I think it's overwhelming to be shooting a series and promoting an album on the weekends and days off. So it can be overwhelming physically. Yeah. But I think what I've gained the most is peace. I feel so good about who I am, where I am, who I'm with. It just, I don't know, I feel like I've grown up.
And I think you can tell reflected in all the art. Yeah. And especially in this album, you give us a little peek into your love story with Benny, and you both are incredible musicians and artists. What sides of you does Benny bring out when you're creating music?
You know, he said this to me multiple times, and I've heard it before. I love a good emo song. And I mean that in a way of like those songs that just get to you. And he said to me one day, he said, I feel like you should do more of that because those are the songs that people really resonate with. And of course, I'm grateful for all the music that I have, but I thought about it and I realized that, yeah, as fun as this album is and there are sweet moments about us and, you know, being together, but there's also just a lot of heart in the words, and that meant a lot, and it's got a good flow, I think.
It was a special project to get to do this together.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you remember what was the first song that maybe Benny wrote or that he brought to you and was like, this is where I want to take this direction?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember the very first one. I feel like there may have been opportunities for a first one, but the one that I remember is Same Old Love. And we actually didn't spend time in the studio together for that one, so I didn't really see him that much. But yeah, I think it was Same Old Love, and I'm so proud. I love that song, you know.
And it's so full circle. I didn't realize that Charlie XCX was a writer on Blue is Flame.
Yes.
Which is so cool. I mean, and I feel like
awesome.
What a full circle moment. What was it like to have the three of you, back working on something together?
I'm just so happy for her. Everything that she's been doing has just been with flying colors. It has this authenticity, rawness, toughness, but just sexiness at the same time. I'm just happy that she's having a moment. Like she should still be like staying there because she's one of the best. So I felt very lucky, and thank you, Charlie, for helping me again.
I love that. Well, speaking of sexy, let's talk about one of my other favorites on the album.
Okay.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
I was obsessed on first listen.
Thank you.
It's bold, it's sexy, and I feel like it had like a little reminiscent of like a good for you vibe.
Thank you. That's what I was wanting. I said when we were making the album, I said, I want one song to feel like good for you because that was such a special time for me, and that was my like first step into creating my own narrative and sound, and I wanted one on the album to feel that way. So, yeah, this is the grown-up version of Good For You.
And I love that Glorilla makes a surprise appearance.
No, I was so geeked out. I was excited. And hopefully that, leaves room for other opportunities.
Had you all worked together before, met before? Was that the first time?
No, but Benny knew her. I mean, Benny knows so many people. He's been doing this for so long. I'm very much like, hi, and get awkward. And yeah, so I felt very comfortable because he definitely had a relationship. And then we just were like I was just like, thank you. Like, I respect you. And it was an honor.
Such cool collaborators. And then, of course, I told you this before Canvas started rolling, but the way I am absolutely addicted to Sunset Boulevard.
Oh.
I need it injected into my veins. Our whole team, we all loved it, like from first listen. And it was so funny. We first heard it on the airport going to LA, on the way to the airport, windows down, Sunset Boulevard. Something about that song captures a feeling of, like, there's a magic to it. It's like carefree, you're in love, like the sun is shining, like all of that. Like, I felt that.
Thank you. That means a lot. That song, we had our first date on Sunset Boulevard. We drove down and he had made me a special playlist. That song is so special and it's so much fun. It's just a blast. And in the chorus, I don't know, I'm obsessed with the chorus. I love how that came together.
Yeah, and it's one that's like, that sticks in your head. I feel like I'm walking down the hallway. I'm like,
yeah, so thank you.
And then, like you said, you have so much heart in the album. So another one that what you said was maybe one of your favorites. You said You Were Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one. Why is this one of your favorites?
I think it's one of my favorites because it's a dream I had, essentially. It was a dream that I was having, and you go through life with friendships, relationships, with family, where you hit a few bumps along the road, but maybe you feel like you didn't get that one opportunity to hear just those words, like, by themselves. That's sometimes what people think they need. And I thought I needed that for a long time. And I told Benny about it, and we started coming up with the idea where that was enough. Like, I don't need that to validate me. I don't need that for me to move on. That's okay that I never got one. I want to be able to say, that was enough. In my head, that was enough, and I'm grateful, and I love what I have now.
It sounds like this whole process, too, was probably so therapeutic and closure in its own way on so many levels.
Very. I've been closed for a while, but I just think for me it was very vulnerable because I got to share stories with, Benny that I wouldn't normally tell a fiance, but it was because he understood, the message that I just want people to relate to it. I know there's so many people that feel the way I feel.
It's such an interesting dynamic you talked about. Like, you and Benny in the studio, he's your partner and also your producer. Like, do you think he gets away with other things that other collaborators wouldn't?
No, he gets me to do things.
That's what I was curious.
Yes, like he'll be like, no, you can do this. You can do this. Try this. Just try. I'll close my ears. And I'll try stuff, and he'll, like, tell me, like, be free and, sing this way. And, yeah, he's sweet.
I love that. You also included Stained as a bonus track, which I know fans were so excited for. This has such unique history. Teased in 2016, leaked online, but never officially released until now.
Yes.
Why did now feel like the right time?
The fans. I'm so grateful for them, even when it wasn't supposed to happen. They just made me feel like I should have, and they love the song, and I love the song. I'm just really grateful that now it can exist for them to have.
You also mentioned, I thought this was funny, that you felt nervous to curse in a song back then.
Yes.
How do you feel that you've grown since in, like, creatively and personally and releasing music?
I think for me, I was on Disney for so long that I felt nervous because I was so, trained to make sure that I was, being a good role model. And when you get older, I'm honored and touched when people say that, but at the same time, I'm just like, I love my life. It's complicated. It's messy sometimes. And ultimately, I just want to be, like, honest.
Yeah.
Real.
And you had that in this album. I know we love it. So many people love it. Taylor Swift gave you the ultimate shout out over the weekend.
It was very sweet.
So sweet. Yeah, how did it feel seeing that and seeing her support?
With Taylor, I value her opinion so much. but because she's super honest. So I've always played her off any of my albums, like the top 2 that I like to see, like what
I was going to ask if you had sent before.
Yeah, and she's, like done the same. I would never be like, that's a terrible song because she's so freaking good. But she definitely will say like, yeah, that one's okay, but I think that one's good. And I was like, it's just like it's very helpful is what I'll say. And I love people who are honest. But then there are other knockouts, like when I played her Lose You to Love Me before it came out. She and her amazing mom started crying, and then I started crying. It's very sweet.
I love this peek that we get into your relationship through this album. Mm-hmm. But if we were to crash your next date night with Benny, what would that look like? What would
You'd have to ask him because he loves surprising me. I have a date night with him tomorrow, and I don't know what we're doing.
You told Owen, what is he just like?
He doesn't do it all the time, but he'll tell me what we're doing. But sometimes and I appreciate it, I do the same. I'll just set up a cute little date, or he'll set up something for us to, look cute for.
I love it. What an exciting time. Like, is this something where, like, when you think back on making this album with him, what are you going to remember most about this part of your relationship?
That I get to show this piece of work to our kids one day. Oh. We really wanted to do that so that we had something together.
Wow, I'm emotional thinking about that. How beautiful.
Yeah.
So we are so excited for you, Selena. I'm so excited for everything that you have going on and for this music and this album. I know the fans are. One thing we love to do at iHeart is connect you to the fans and then to you. Yes. If you wanted to send a message to them right now, is there anything that you would love to say?
I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I know that people can sometimes think that I'm maybe not as grateful when I say it, because I say it so often, but I would not be here. I don't have the confidence and strength to get up sometimes, and you are the reason I do, because I want to be the best I can and deliver for people who love music and TV or film. Thank you for all your support. Please work on yourself, love yourself first, and I hope you just have a lovely life and day or night or whatever, wherever you're. That was long-winded. I love you very much.
Selena, we love you so much. Thank you so much for your time. We so appreciate it. Can we give it up one more time for Selena?
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.